Hey guys, what's going on? You're watching the Better Jury podcast. This is episode 52. It probably just 25. There we go. 52. It's really exciting. We're basically reliving, well, not quite reliving, last week in the Big Brother house, but we're pretty close to it. But before we can go into that, we have to introduce ourselves. It's kind of a small cast today, but that's okay. It's the
OGs.
Awesome. Yeah, it's the OGs of the Bitter Jury podcast. You're here today with Kelly.
And I'm Jacob.
And that's it.
Yeah. We are super excited to be talking about Big Brother.
I know, it doesn't sound like we are, but it's late.
Because of the late night. This is a Bitter Jury after dark. This is what
I know, right?
You get more quiet, sultry tones. This is now
That's what I think of when I hear
ASMR.
after dark.
This is now an ASMR podcast. But yeah, so we're here to talk about the HOH comp, really just the week in general. We were going to do a normal episode recap, but we figured since we are a day late because life stuff happens, we would just go through the week in general and just sort of give our thoughts as the original Bitter Jury cast members. And yeah,
I love
let's
it.
jump into it.
I love it. So,
what did you think of the HOH comp?
I actually want to pause really quick, Jacob, because we have, and this username I recognize, SDC612. Okay. He's asking, Jacob, where can I donate to improve your webcam, bro?
Oh, dude. Okay. So, yeah. I'm not on my home connection, so that's probably thing number one. But thing number two, if you want to get me a webcam, I will not turn that down. I will link to a PayPal address in the description, and I will take donations for a upgraded webcam. It is on my to-do list.
It is on. You've been talking about it for a while now.
I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, I will definitely take donations. The Better Jury podcast is not above that, so we will link to a PayPal link in the description below, and we will get a better situation happening very soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for carrying SDC 612. Yeah. That's like
thank you
super
so much.
sweet.
Yeah, that is. That's fantastic.
So Tyler's HOH. Did we hear about the controversy over Tyler being HOH?
Yes.
Like people talking about how a rule was broken.
Yawn.
Do you wanna explain the rule, or should I?
You can go ahead and explain the rule. I'll talk about why it's boring and it doesn't matter. But
okay, so I know, right? So on the comp where we have like the spinning comp where you're on the disc and last person standing wins, there was a segment, I wasn't during the episode, but it was during the live feeds, where Tyler is hanging onto the rope and neither of his feet are touching the disc.
Right.
So his feet are above the disc. Like he's hanging, and there's probably 9 to 12 inches in between his feet and where the disc is. People are complaining because they're saying that since Tyler's feet are not touching the disc, which he is supposed to do, he is therefore disqualified. What the rules have stated, at least from what we've been told, is that you cannot sit on the disc. And I was listening to this because I knew of this controversy going in the episode. You cannot sit on the disc, and last person standing wins the HOH. And then Casey mentioned something about how like you have to have one of your feet on the disc at all times. But then she goes on to explain, because if your feet fall off, then you're gonna sit down and you'll be disqualified. So Jacob, what do you think of this controversy?
Okay, if it helps not have Tyler be HOH, I'm on board. But here's the thing, it doesn't really matter. I think he was doing something harder than standing on the disc. He was doing a pull-up. So I feel like he didn't give himself an advantage, an unfair advantage. I know that Vegas tweeted that they did review the tapes. They production did do a full review. They decided.
I don't think they actually did a review.
Um,
I read that tweet too.
Yeah.
I don't think they actually did. I think Vegas is just saying that just to subside the outcries.
But from their perspective, from their narrative, they had a review of the tapes and they've decided not to strip Tyler of the HOH, and I think that's fine because, like, what do you give it to Haley then?
Well, okay, so here's the thing, because like we've had in Big Brother Canada where Emmett on multiple HOH comps accidentally cheated.
Mm-hmm.
He accidentally didn't follow the rules, and also I believe Erica and BB Can 7.
Right.
There was an incident
6.
where,
Yeah.
or so BB Can 6, like where there was an incident of cheating too, and they called it right then. They redid the comp, just like also in Big Brother Over the Top, where there was an incident on one of the coolest HOH comps that I've ever seen, where you had like lasers and then you had to direct the mirrors to have the lasers go into different angles, which was really cool. There was a mirror that broke, and it was noticed by there was an outcry of the fans as it was happening, and it was noticed by production, and they redid the comp. So at this point, like, we can't, vetoes already happened, noms have happened, veto ceremony has happened, like there's no getting past it. Like if it had been a violation, like we would have seen a redo. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
And also Jacob, to go off of what you were saying about how it's harder, like I rock climb, and I guarantee you, like using just your arms is infinitely harder than using your feet and your arms. So there's no way that Tyler was having any type of an advantage on that comp by lifting up his feet.
Right. I mean, that's exactly how I would have to do a comp like that. I would have to do it purely with arm strength and not rely on any leg strength at all. And I feel like that shouldn't be like going into future seasons. It shouldn't be that you have to have your feet on the pedestal, because especially if you put yourself in a more compromising position. I feel like if you had found a way, 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. It's a ridiculous controversy. I think it was started, I believe, by Scotty's mom, which we all know. Scotty's mom is very like protective of her. Protective of him. She was saying on Twitter back when Scotty got out the first week, when he was being blindsided by being put up on the block, that she would refuse to let him hang out with any of the house guests that have blindsided him, and how she's really upset about it. And that just blew me away, because that's very like controlling and ridiculous, and obviously it shouldn't be happening. So this is just another example to me of where you have someone who is overly invested. Like, I get being invested in because it's your son and it's $500,000, but some people are saying, like, she started saying that since Tyler did that, he should be disqualified, which means that Haley should have won the competition, should have automatically been given HOH. I disagree with this, because you have a situation where if Tyler had not been in the house or in the competition still, Haley or like Casey might have tried harder, Sam might have tried harder, Brett might have tried harder. Like, we don't know how these people would have reacted. It's a butterfly effect. So by just giving it to Haley as the second place winner, it doesn't make any sense. You would want to redo the competition.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You have to sort of, if that happens, give everybody the same playing field over again.
Just probably have Tyler step out. I mean, if we're going to be honest, if we're going to have to redo the comp because Tyler cheated, which he didn't, like, I would have Tyler step out, because it's like, we have to redo this because of you. So no, don't get it. And this is coming from like the biggest Tyler fan ever.
You drafted Tyler number 1 overall.
I did. Yeah. And I've been standing him since like day one. So like preseason, the moment I saw him, I was like, go Tyler. I'm rooting for you. But yeah, like I would say if they were going to do something like that, I would expect Tyler to be pulled out of the competition because they had to redo it for him. But
For
that's not
sure.
going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that you would have to wait a little bit before relaunching the competition, like set up aside to give people a little bit of a respite from
Uh, I mean,
participating in a
I
quote
mean, they're
unquote
all at the same level, though. It's not like,
right,
oh, wait, no, they're not, though. Yes, you would. You would have to, like, have the comp. You would need to have it, like, 4 hours later or something, like, because,
right,
like, you have someone like JC who dropped within the first,
10 minutes,
within the first 10 minutes, competing against Haley, who's only had, like, 10 minutes to rest, and she's been
right,
going at it. Yeah, you would definitely
right.
have to, like, yeah, that just, it changes everything.
So there's some logistical things that you have to tackle as well
Hmm.
to make it fair, which is like another reason why production was probably not keen on making that happen.
Yeah.
Um,
So Tyler
I
wins
don't think
HOH.
so. Tyler does win HOH. Um,
I was thinking when I saw that Tyler won HOH, I was just like, Tyler, why would you do this? And then, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, well, there's a part of the episode that I wanted to touch on, but before
okay,
that, I'll finish my sentence. My mind always goes, or my
okay.
mouth goes faster than my mind. So I was like, Tyler, why would you do this? You've been in such a good position so far. Why would you want to out yourself? But then I realized that, like, this is actually really great for Tyler as long as Scotty and
Haley,
Haley don't win veto.
right?
Um, which we'll get to that later.
Yeah,
So in the long run, it ended up being great.
yeah.
Um,
And this win sets him up for the HOHs he's going to need to win later because now he's eligible to win Final Six HOH and Final Four HOH. Um,
mhm. Which Final
uh,
Four HOH, that's like a really important one.
right, you're either going to want Final Four HOH or Final Four veto,
Hmm.
but now he's set up to win both of those if he needs to.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. So good job, Tyler.
um,
Something that I noticed from the episode that was kind of interesting, they edited it to where when Haley said, like, hit me with everything that you got, they added in a couple extra pie hits before she fell. In the actual episode,
yeah,
what ended up happening, or what in the actual feeds, what ended up happening was that, like, Haley said, hit me with all that you got," and like she fell on that very
immediately, yeah,
first hit.
they hit her really hard. Yeah,
And I'm kind of surprised that production did that because it's
yeah.
almost a better storyline for her to say, "Hit me with everything that you got," and then like they do, and she falls.
Were you watching the chat live though when that happened?
No, I was
Um,
not.
on the feeds, there was extremely like toxic or rigged being thrown out. So I feel like if they edited it the way
Uh,
that the competition actually played out, people would think that production wanted Tyler to win that HOH
mhm.
because it legitimately looked like for the entirety of the thing um, that Tyler was at the very least better at absorbing shots than Haley was, and or they were hitting Haley harder. But I tend
I'd say a
to
combination of the two. Like
I
she,
tend
go
yeah
ahead, Jacob.
I just tend to not be a conspiracy theorist. But there was the little. I mean, of any Big Brother competition, there was the most I think that was like Helen was pushed
Yeah.
about this comp.
Oh
Um,
wow, people are saying like that to that extreme, or they were saying it when it originally happened.
yeah, they were saying when it originally happened.
Okay.
I don't know what it's been like since, but like there's been a thought that Tyler's sort of the golden boy of production, and he was getting softer pats by the pie. I just think that he
Uh,
um, was better at absorbing the contact, which is a skill in and of itself. Like what
yeah.
I don't know if you saw the competition. If you saw the competition play out live, Tyler would turn into the pie and then take a second smaller hit as he was passing it. So one, he would be able to rebound better,
Mhm.
And two, he wasn't spinning because he took a second smaller hit immediately off the pie, which makes me think that it was more of a strategic advantage on the part of Tyler. I just realized my whole face isn't in the camera. Hold on one second.
Yeah. You're totally fine. Wow, that is so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep going. So Tyler
Yeah.
wins HOH, and there was actually on the feeds, I saw that there was a diary room leak where Tyler was called in the HOH, or Tyler was called in the DR, and on the feeds we get to hear them ask questions because they forget
Hmm.
to close out his microphone.
Yep.
And they ask, so where's your head for HOH or something like that. And then Tyler's like, yeah, Scotty and Haley most likely. And they're like, okay, we'll talk about that more. It was so interesting
Yeah.
um,
Whoops.
seeing like, okay, where does production, like, if they have someone that knows exactly who's going to be put up, like, how do they morph this into an episode to where there's like some kind of like
Intrigue.
possibility of
Yeah.
someone else.
Right.
And they definitely did that for this episode. JC's apparent or appeared to be the the
An option.
possible target.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's just that, and this is simple. It's simply that everybody on level 6 is tired of JC spinning the narrative of so and so is in love with so and so, therefore you need to get so and so out. In this case,
Mm-hmm.
it's Angela and Tyler, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's heard it for however many weeks we've been in the house now. He's been spinning these sort of love triangle soap opera tales, and everybody in his sphere, and it's not an alliance, but in his corner, is getting tired of having to deal with JC trying to get his way all the time.
Yeah. It kind of
So
reminded me, I'm kind of going through a similar situation right now. Not like that, but like with someone who is a little, like they're pretty manipulative. And I
mm,
didn't realize it at first.
okay,
But then, like, once it was pointed out to me of like the tells of this person being manipulative, it's like, oh my god, like you're doing all of these things, like you're speaking in
yeah,
a higher pitch, like you're using a certain tone with me, like those kind of things. And I feel like everyone, like once you realize that it's happening, it's like there's no more power because it's
right,
so obvious that it's happening.
right. He
You know what
got.
I
I
mean?
mean, it feels like I think it was Kelly Abbott who pointed out a couple weeks ago that JC's got some Ray Littlefinger ish tendencies, or maybe it was me, but
Oh yeah, so
um,
I remember that conversation.
Uh, and it seems like he's finally getting his comeuppance, where he's going to get his head cut off by
Mm-hmm.
the people that he thinks are working with him. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel
I'm
like
excited for that
that
day.
that seems like it's happening because yeah, it's all in tonality. You can only be the sweet guy for so long in a game like this until people kind of see see what you really are doing. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
JC's playing really fast and loose with this whole Tyler and Angela thing. What he should do, in my opinion, is really back off. Because
Yeah.
he was in a good spot to make Final Four with Tyler, but the more he presses this Angela thing, it's creating this wedge and divide. And for somebody who can't win comps, you can't afford to have a divide in
Mm-hmm.
between uh, in between you and somebody who's winning comps ostensibly for you. So
Well, that's the problem when you have jealousy come into play because we
yeah.
all like it's very obvious
Oh, he's even
that
admitted it on
JC,
feeds.
yeah, JC is very like jealous of Tyler and Angela spending time together because
Right.
he wants to spend time with Tyler and he wants to be around Tyler.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. And so that's why JC, I think that's his main reason for messing up.
For sure. I mean, and I think to give a different color to that whole JC being jealous thing, I think it stems from they were so close in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
They were sharing all of the information and all of
Oh,
the
that's right.
all of the in like all of the cuddle time, for lack of a better
Mhm.
word, all of the JC, you're my best friend. Tyler, you're my best friend. Let's go to the final two together. Let's kill this thing. And
Mhm.
now Angela stepped in this position, and it's not looking good for JC because now he's in with the Breds and the Sams of the world, where he's sort of on the outs. I mean, he's not Casey, he's not Tyler, and he's not Angela. So and
Mhm.
the numbers are dwindling. So, um, yeah, it'll be sort of interesting to see what happens. But JC is definitely on the outs of his own faction. So we're
It's gonna be. I don't know. Like, do you think that JC is gonna get the respect if he's in the final two and like for the jury? Do you think that he would get the respect of like, yeah, you deserve to win this game?
I think okay. So I mean, I could go off for an hour about this jury. Um, but the one thing I do know about this jury is it's 100% unpredictable. I think the person with the least um, shot to win this game is Angela at this point.
Yeah.
Um, I think JC's pretty close. But I feel like there's so many grenades that it matters who JC would be next to. I think there
Okay.
I think there are situations where he can beat Tyler, um, and he can beat Brett. He's not beating Sam. Um, I
JC
don't.
would not beat Sam.
JC would not beat Sam.
Why do you say that?
Sam is winning. Sam is winning this game if makes it to final two. Um,
I don't think anyone would respect that.
it doesn't matter that Scotty has been saying that to the house. We don't know if he's lying or not. He could be lying, but I doubt it because I believe what he's saying about the who we have in the jury.
Mhm.
That they want to have an impact on this game. And the way they can have an impact on this game is by controlling the vote and voting for the person who hasn't played the hardest.
Has not played the hardest or has?
Has not played the
Shut
hardest.
up.
So we know Scotty's not falling into this trap because he's a super fan. But like
Oh,
um
I could see. I mean, we've seen super fans fall into this trap time and time again.
yeah, I don't think like Scotty seems disgusted when he's talking about the way that Bailey and Rockstar and
Okay, good.
are talking about Tyler and Angela and basically anybody in level 6.
Hmm.
But I could see a scenario where Sam beats almost anyone in the final two. So and he told Tyler this. Scotty told Tyler this information. So Tyler now knows that he can't take Sam and he can't take JC anywhere near the final two. Um,
That's so crazy. Like,
um,
Sam is the last person that I expected to be a threat. Like, I would never, never
yeah,
in a million years respect that kind of gameplay where you go around saying like that would be you go around saying that you want to go home.
right.
That would be as if Meta World Peace had won Celebrity Big Brother.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
straight up. Like that's terrible.
Right.
And I get being bitter, but this is just a whole other level. And it's ironic that I'm complaining about being bitter.
It's the Bitter Jury podcast was named because we like to make fun of bitter juries. The founding members of this podcast, um, Lou included, were very much against the the idea of bitter juries. We wanted to reward good game players. So when we see bitter juries surface, it's not really great for the podcast. You would think that we would be on board, but
But
we
we're
are
not.
not.
Yeah. I think the fact that we are a Big Brother podcast makes it obvious that we're not fans of bitter juries.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know, but so we could see a very weird
We do
universe
actually,
in which
speaking of Lou, we do have a question about him. Um, Rhaegar Targaryen is asking what happened to my bae Lou or Lucifer.
Lou has not reached out to be on the Big Brother 20 version of the podcast. He's more than welcome back anytime that he wants to be back. Uh, we miss his wit. And we would love to have him back on. All he's
And
got to
his
do is
dramatic
reach out.
flair.
Yeah, absolutely. All he's got to do is reach out. The door is wide open for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, hope he's doing well. Miss the dude. Um, and yeah, we'd love to have him on.
Absolutely.
But maybe for BB Can 7.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
fun.
that'd be great because there's not as many people that watch BB Can. So it's nice to have like,
He's a
I mean,
monster.
that's kind of, because like when I started watching, I know we're gonna go on a little tangent, but like when I started watching BB Can, like I literally didn't know anyone except for people on Reddit, and now like I know enough people to have a podcast about it, which is
pretty crazy,
like
right?
400 times as much.
Yeah,
it's like 4 people.
Yeah, it's nuts. Right before this podcast was formed, I don't know if we told this story on camera, but I accidentally spoiled the ending of BB Can 5 for Kelly, and I didn't know anybody on my
You
Facebook
spoiled it on
feed watched.
Facebook.
I didn't know.
I
By
thought Facebook
congratulating
was
Kevin,
safe.
and I thought Facebook was safe for the opposite reason. I thought nobody watches this stupid show.
We both thought it was safe for the same reason. Just we used it for opposite reasons. Oh man. Oh, how times have changed.
That's so crazy.
Oh man. So anyway, back into the Big Brother 20 house.
Yeah, so we have a voting block sort of
in the jury.
In the jury.
Mm-hmm. Which we all should have expected this to happen. When you put when you have 2 clear sides of the house and you're gonna put you're gonna have the majority of them in jury, like that's what you should expect to get. That's why, I mean, that side of the house was targeted pretty well, but I think were there 5 pre-jury members? 4. So half of those are non-level 6 members. Right. And so I know that like they tried to get power as much as they could. But like that's where it really comes, that's where jury management, like your own personal jury management really comes into play. Getting all blurry right now. Like you want to kick out pre-jury, you want to kick out the people that you know won't vote for you.
Right.
And people from the opposite alliance, where it's a very volatile and a very emotionally charged alliance, like you want to get those people out. Yet we have Bailey and Rockstar in the jury. We have Fessy, I am 95% sure is going to vote the exact same way as Bailey and Rockstar.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bitter jury outcome in this season as well. I will say that I was talking to Daniel about this just as we were watching the feeds, and we were thinking like, is there any way to fix this? Because this will be like 3 seasons in a row where a bitter jury, for whatever reason, warranted or not, has
determined the winner,
right,
and it's not necessarily the best winner.
Right. Now, I don't know of a way to fix it. Daniel suggested having an America vote.
Yeah, but then that's exactly how Big Brother was originally. And it gets really bad there because that's also how Big Brother Over the Top was. And there was so much pandering to America.
Right.
And I get it's a really great idea. But when it comes down to it, practically, I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, my concern is the American Idol concern.
What's the American Idol concern?
Well, where you get the same sort of winner year after year after year. Because you know what the formula is, and it's no longer a social experiment where if you introduce any form of America vote, yeah, that would be my concern there. But I mean, it's a little bit concerning where you're gonna have people, and I'll give credit to the great Taron Armstrong for saying this. He said you're gonna have people who come into the Big Brother house not willing to play the game, because that's not going to win you 500,000.
Yeah.
And honestly, like my strategy as somebody who dreams of being in that house has changed significantly from when I first started watching the show to now. Like,
Hmm.
you have to manage people's emotions,
Yep.
and like Evil Dick didn't do that. Like Doctor Will didn't really do that. It was, but it's now a part of the game, and for
Yeah.
better or worse, it's here to stay.
I would be highly surprised if we ever saw another winner like Evil Dick.
Right.
Um, just because like it in today's society where we have a lot of people that are really focused on um like being the most politically correct. Not that that's a bad thing.
Right.
Like
It's not a bad thing.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I actually think that's a good thing. It's important. Like words matter.
Right.
But you're not going to see the same. That also combined with social media.
Right.
I 100% believe that social media has changed this game, and that could possibly be for one of the reasons.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, going back into the house for a little bit, we have another problem that I think that is happening is when we have producer panic, right? Um,
What was producer panic? I mean, I
producer
know what producer panic is, but like what happened in the house that was producer panic?
the BattleBack, in my opinion, was created by, oh no, we have an extra week, we have to do something, and it every single time it revolves in like or it turns into like a revolving door situation.
Hmm.
Like was pointed out on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, we've never had a winner who's come back into the house
Hmm.
after
Yeah,
being
I'm
evicted.
rewatching Baby 17 right now, and Johnny Mac was the winner for that season. He makes it to
Of the
final,
BattleBack, yeah.
yeah, of the battle back. He did a really good job. Like he made
Yeah,
it pretty far. He made it to final four, but so I think that like the strategy that he did, which Scotty seems to have done this as well, is that you latch on to the person who is the most powerful in the house
yeah,
coming back in. So we'll see what ends up happening at the end
yeah.
of this week.
Um,
Because I'm still referencing the episode right now, not talking about
okay.
veto spoilers. Um, by the end of the episode, we know that if Tyler gets his way, he wants Haley out,
Mhm.
which I think is really smart. And that also that leaves Scotty open to win HOH next week, which is definitely a possibility.
Right.
Um, as of right now, I don't know because I haven't been keeping up on the feeds. I've been really busy, but I don't know
Right.
who is the target. But I think I'm really hoping that Tyler gets his way on this one and Haley goes out. But
Are you ready? Are you ready for your dreams to be crushed?
oh no. Oh
So,
no. So wait, are we doing spoilers now?
no, I'm not even gonna say. I mean, we can, but because it doesn't really matter, because it's a repeat week. But yeah, Tyler, Tyler has been converted um, to
Convert it?
the. He's been converted to the "Let's Get Scotty Out" train, um, because, and I think like for Team Good feeds, like I'm totally Team Good feeds, and for Team Good feeds, I want Haley out. But it's just when the majority of your alliance use Scotty as a threat to their game, you cannot win. It's like a 60-40 wanting to get rid of Scotty. You cannot hedge the rest of your game on that 10% preference margin.
Yeah.
Um, so when Brett says, "Hey, I'd rather have Scotty out," when JC says, "I'd rather have Scotty out," actually he doesn't say, "I'd rather have Scotty out." He says, "You better freaking get Scotty out." um, like when Angela is like, "I'll do whatever you want, babe, but I'd rather have Scotty out," like, and I'm a fitness model. It's gonna be Scotty's going home. Like,
Mhm.
uh,
Well,
and
that sucks.
I mean, another man to now we're gonna go into spoilers a little bit here, but to reinforce that, yeah, spoilers. If you
Spoilers.
if you don't enjoy spoilers, you're listening to the wrong podcast. But we love you anyway. Um, we it's a repeat week, guys. Casey wins another veto
Oh,
competition.
it is a repeat week.
Um,
Forgot
uh,
about that.
Casey wins veto again. yawn snooze fest. I'm so over the level 6 dominance. Like I understand it's they deserve it at this point, but it's so freaking boring.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it's a
because
lot more exciting when Baute wins and then level 6 still dominates.
right, exactly. But I mean, and it would have been a lot more exciting if producers hadn't panicked and let level 6 decide to eat
Yeah.
each other this week.
So the reason why they panicked, I don't think it was an extra week. I think it's because they wanted to do a double eviction, and they only had one double eviction planned, and because they were expecting Caitlyn to come back in.
Freaking Caitlyn.
Because Caitlyn can't do a
I,
7-piece puzzle that a 2-year-old can do.
I will say, okay, so by the way, I'm Team Caitlyn now. I'm Team Caitlyn outside the house.
She's freaking amazing outside the house.
I love Caitlyn outside the house. I hated Caitlyn inside the house. I,
Hmm.
I, I want more of her in my life. Caitlyn, call me. Let's
I
go. Let's go for sushi. You can read my auras, and I'll cuddle with you.
love
Um,
it.
but not in the HOH room. If we're ever on in the same season, we're not gonna cuddle. Cause I mean, I know the boyfriend was real, but I uh, I I also kind of wanted to believe that it wasn't, and the fact that he was broke my heart for you. So yeah, I wouldn't want to add that pressure for you going back into the house. Anyway, so I just wanted to say I love Caitlyn outside the house, which I'm going to respectfully refer as Caitlyn 2.0. I did not like.
I really like that because she really is like so different. It's kind of like Nicole in season 1 or season 16 versus 18.
Right.
Like you have Nicole 1.0 and 2.0. Like Caitlyn is a completely different person. And it's kind of nice not having access to her 24/7 because then we can we don't.
Yeah, you can
She's able to
appreciate
put her
her.
best foot forward,
Yeah,
and we're
just
able to
live on
understand what's going on with her.
like Swaggy does, and it's it's great. I just hope that I have a yellow aura like Scotty. I just want her to tell me that I have a yellow aura because I feel like I would, but
I bet you do.
I,
I
I
can't
don't
read
want to
auras,
presume.
but I bet that you do.
I bet if I want to have a yellow aura, I will have a yellow aura. I think
Is
that's
it
how
like
it
Harry
works. But
Potter? Like Harry
yeah,
Potter
it's
with
kind
the
of like
sorting hat?
wanting to be in Gryffindor, unless you're
Mm-hmm.
his son. But that's not canon in my head. But that's a different podcast. Anyway, um, yeah. So we have
Casey won
Casey
veto.
Casey winning veto. We have
Didn't use it.
Scotty. Yeah, didn't use it obviously, of course, because anything else would be too exciting.
Yeah.
Um, and
I
yeah,
heard their
so we.
speeches were pretty lit. Where's
Oh, I
Daniel with
can't.
that lighter?
Yeah, I really can't wait to see the veto speeches. Um, it's gonna be great. But what's not gonna be great is seeing Thursday night when Scotty leaves the house
Uh,
again.
you know what?
Um,
I'm gonna be okay with this, even though like I would rather have Scotty stay over Haley. I am going to be okay with this because Scotty got an actual chance to fight for his life rather than the BS of how he went out. Because even though I was like
yeah,
dumbfounded and like I laughed throughout that whole week of him being evicted, it was still a really crappy way for him to go.
yeah.
So I'd much rather have it be this way.
I mean, to his credit, how I'm gonna give Fess any credit. He did apologize to Scotty.
That was wonderful.
That was I loved that. It was like a Eeyore moment for Scotty
Mm-hmm.
for Bessie. He was like, "Man, I did a dumb thing."
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, we're well on our way to seeing Scotty out the door and seeing um, level 6 dominate again. And my question to you, Kelly, and the chat, if anybody's listening right now, is there a way, or who is going to not play for Tyler? Like once we get to start eating, having level 6 eat each other, who's gonna not play for Tyler? Because honestly, I've
Well,
redrafted Tyler, and I like Tyler as a person, but I'm sick of
yeah.
Tyler and
No,
his
it's
cuddle
a good
sessions.
question because it's like, will we have a steamroll like BB16, or will it be like BB10, where there's a
Back and forth.
fight, yeah, and a little more, or I guess BB6 is a clearer like back and forth. I would say maybe Brett. I don't know. His DR kind of it kind of worried me because I was thinking that like Brett's final two, like he did it, but it wasn't like super serial. But then Brett says in his DR, like, "Hey, I have this final two, like with Tyler," and so that made me a little concerned that maybe he actually is taking it serious. And if that's the case, then I don't really see any opposition.
Yeah, and it's just so boring. Like the season is so good; it deserves a good end game, and I feel like the best end game for the team good feeds, which is the team that I'm on, because I have zero hope in Casey winning for my draft this year, is to see uh, Tyler cut savagely at like final four or final three.
Oh my god, that would be the worst.
I would 100% be on board for that. I want to see like a
Brianna's saying Angela would cut him.
Yeah, she's saying that, but it's hard because he's cute and surfery, and she's on in his mind she's a awesome, loving, caring fitness model who
doesn't have a heart of ice.
Right. So yeah, I'm hoping you're right, Rihanna. I'm hoping that we see or Raina. I'm hoping we see Angela take out that heart of ice and just take the ice dagger and stab him in the heart, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'd much rather see Tyler cut Angela.
I know you would, because you drafted
Tyler. Well, no, not just that, because like you have a lot. Like I'm thinking back to BB Can 6 when you have Kayla, who like Kayla kept saying, "I need to cut Derek. Like I will cut him eventually, but I'm going to cut him." And then she never got to cut him.
Right.
Because she didn't win that final HOH. And we don't know if she would have actually cut him or not. Probably would have, but we don't know for sure. So I would just, like, this time, I want some closure with it. Yeah. Like, because you hear Tyler say, "I'm willing to cut her. Like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes." It'd be nice to see it. But in all honesty, it'd probably be bad for his game.
Yeah, it would be terrible for his game. It is so much better for his game to take somebody that Faute hates, and that person is Angela, and sit next to Angela in a final two.
Yep.
The best thing for his game, he doesn't realize it at this point. He might start to realize it after the conversation with Scotty, because Scotty and Angela, Tyler and Angela had a conversation. I believe it was yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But I believe it was yesterday where they had a conversation with Scotty where they were like, "Okay, who does the jury hate most?" And the answer was, I think the answer was Sam. No, the answer was Brett. And then
really,
and then who does this?
Oh, because of his DRs. That's why.
And then who does the jury hate second most? And then it was like it's probably a tie between you and it, like Tyler and Angela, to be honest. Like, so hopefully they both were paying attention to that, and we get to see some, we get to see them sort of take each other. I know that would be boring for team line feeds, but I feel like it would be best for both of them to kind of figure out who is the most hated, and therefore who is going to lose the game.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I want to see a Brett final two speech. I want that.
Me too. It would be probably like the best final two speech that we've ever heard. It would blow Gina Marie's speech out of the freaking water.
Okay, so
you know me, I'm Gina Marie.
Right. So I have zero interest in a Casey final two speech. I'm morbidly interested in a Sam final two speech. I really want to. I want to see that for my sick and twisted heart. I need to watch her pretend like she wants to win 500,000.
Mhm.
I feel like she would though at some point start campaigning for the other person halfway through, and I also want to see that happen in Big Brother history.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, like, there's some good potential, and a JC Final Two speech would be a train wreck. I'm living for that moment.
Yeah, that would be absolutely horrible.
I he he is so scatterbrained, and you combine that with his accent and English being a second language, and you are in for an amazing mess of a speech. And I want to see it.
I bet if JC makes it to final two, they're gonna be like, man, I wish we could have subtitles, like
Yeah,
live caption subtitle. I
that
know
would be
that's a
so
thing.
funny.
I know that like live TV caption subtitles is a legitimate thing, but
Right,
you have to like put it on your TV, not
hit a
like how they
button.
have it in the
Yeah,
yellow just on the episode,
right,
like
right.
regular.
That would be amazing. You know what would be even better is if they took his speech and they lied about it and they made it better in yellow.
That
Um,
reminds me of that so like President Obama back when he was president, he like gave the presidential speech and it was like the dinner between the press and
oh, the
the
correspondence
yeah,
dinner.
the correspondence center. So like he gave a speech and Keegan,
Yeah,
Michael Keegan, he
Keegan Michael
came,
Key.
yeah, Keegan Michael Key came up and was like, okay, so Obama's gonna say this and I'm gonna say it like how it
Oh
actually
yeah,
is
yeah,
supposed to be
right,
said.
right, right. Yeah,
Like, yeah, that's what it makes me think of.
yeah. So I would be really wanting that to happen, but yeah, I mean, at this point, it's a level six. And to their credit too, I don't want to act like I've not been a fan of level six. Level six was just more fun when there was more stupid people in the house, and now that it's just the live feeds are basically 24/7 cuddle sessions between Tyler and Angela, I've checked out. Like
Mhm.
in terms of gameplay,
That's another reason to get rid of Haley. Sorry, I know you didn't say
yeah.
Haley and Brett, but I was thinking like if we get rid of Haley, that gets rid of Brett. That gets rid of one of Brett's alliance members.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense for Tyler's game, but again, I don't think it's worth the risk for the
Yeah,
10% better,
yeah.
because I think that's really all it is. It's 10% better for his game to get rid of Scotty or to get rid of Haley,
Hmm.
um, but it's just not worth the backlash, because you're gonna
Yep.
have to deal with JC even if you do get him out the following week. You have to deal with JC complaining in your ear and trying to um, lick your armpits
Mhm.
for another week.
So I
But
have to go to bed soon, but I do
yeah,
want to talk about
totally
one more thing. Um,
cool.
so I've been thinking, when is the best time to get JC out? Because we all know JC is going to be like a really emotional and really like crappy person once he's on the block. Like he's always
Right,
been very moody about it. Just the thought of him going up on there.
right.
I think the double eviction, which we know is going to be happening, that would be the perfect time to get him out.
The second eviction.
Yeah, not the first one, the second one, because it's
Right,
so quick. That way, the house guests won't have to deal with his BS.
right, right. And
I think that he'd be a prime target.
that's happening next week, correct?
No, Julie did not say that there's a double eviction this Thursday.
Okay.
She always says it, like
Okay.
she always preps it the week before. She's like, and then next week, so this Sunday is the HOH, and show up next Wednesday for the veto. And then she would say, and then this Thursday is a special double eviction. But she
Okay.
did not say that. So there's
Okay.
no double eviction this upcoming week, which I'm very happy about as a Tyler fan because it means that Tyler has the opportunity,
To win second HOH.
yeah, to win second HOH for it being the Thursday after that. Because I'm assuming
Right.
that's when it's going to happen, not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
Right.
Because
Cool.
it's
So
getting
yeah,
too close otherwise.
it'll open up him possibly winning that second HOH. I mean, also on my list of things I need to see is I need to see two more things. I need to see a Casey HOH
Mm-hmm.
and I need to see a Brett HOH.
Yep.
I really want to see a Brett HOH during regular HOH time because I want that
Yeah.
ego to come out in full
Yeah.
force.
100%. Casey, do the double.
Yeah. Casey can be a double HOH, but
And
like,
that would be even better, at least for Tyler's game. I know I keep coming back to Tyler, but like because
you're
whoever
obsessed.
JC is taken out by, he is going to be pissed off to no belief. So
Right.
like, yeah, as a Tyler fan, like I don't want Tyler to be that HOH. It'd be so bad. It would be so bad. Okay.
He wouldn't have a chance to win. But I think I mean we've talked about this this week that is a repeat week. We've talked about it to death. I think it's time to wait for Thursday. I'm gonna be asleep until then.
So see you
When
guys
it's
on Thursday when probably Spotty's evicted, and then someone will win HOH. I don't know who.
Something to 1.
Yeah.
Because Sam will probably vote to evict Haley again.
Yep.
Which is
what
weird
else
for everybody else.
Yep.
But yeah, so wake me up on Thursday and get at me on Twitter at the Rolling AK if you want to see more ridiculous Big Brother thoughts.
Yep. I have a Twitter, but I don't use it. So find me if you want, but I don't say anything on there. Barely say anything, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye.
Bye.